I'm very laissez-faire when it comes to my interview style.
Well, sometimes it's just nice to be able to get the natural, thank you.
Thank you.
The natural
State of things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, that's why I've had so many people come on the show and they'll just be like, I was so nervous to come on. I'm like, fuck, it's a conversation with
Right.
me. I'm a big dork.
Ew.
You know?
We know.
Yeah, I mean, that's about what it comes down to.
You're such a dork that you built this whole thing just so you could talk to people.
Yeah,
about
just so I could
movies.
talk to people. So I'd have I could faux it as a social life.
Right. I'm very cool. I have my own
I have my own show. I could just, yeah.
We just chit chat.
I don't have to annoy people in public talking to them about movies. I can
I
blame
lure
it on
them
my
into
TV
my
show.
studio and do it there.
Well, but welcome to another episode of Film Speak. Here we are in the lovely DATV studio on a warm 70-something degree fall fucking Ohio day. Today we have a very, very special guest coming on. Her name is Allyson West. She is a filmmaker from Cincinnati who is a transplant from Texas. I believe Texas to New York, traveled a bit, settled in Cincinnati. Anyways, she is a writer, director, actress, producer, just all-around filmmaker, just brilliant. Got the chance to do sound on one of her short films that's been entered into some film festivals. Going to be great conversations. And after we get done talking about her and her work, we're going to talk about Urban Cowboy. I don't do chick flicks very often on this show, but being daring doing one today. So stick around.
I don't believe this shit.
I just don't like the way you smell.
You said it. I got it. Describe it.
Doritos and refried beans.
Yeah, sigue. Dime. ¿Qué más? Dime.
Laundry detergent. A mini market full of piñatas. Avocados.
You're not allowed to talk to me that way, you know that? You're a fucking racist.
Sorrow, sorrow to my heart. Sorrow, sorrow to my heart.
Thank you for coming. Welcome to Film Speak. This is another just wonderful episode. I have an opportunity to work with this writer, director, actor, producer, Allyson West. Turn West. And now you have to watch out, like, as if I hack any names up.
Yeah.
Just punch me.
Okay.
It-
Like actually, like get up.
Yeah. Just give me a good one. Just give me a good one.
I gotcha.
It wouldn't be the first time I was ambushed on my show. So it just happens. That's a Achilles heel for me, because I can talk about a movie I saw once in '83,
Right.
but I will fuck up people's names to
names.
no end.
If you do, I'll correct you.
Thank you.
Yes. I won't punch you though.
Won't punch me. Yeah.
Nah.
I could dream. Welcome on my show.
Thank
Welcome
you.
to Film Speak. we got the opportunity to do a wonderful short film that we're going to be talking about. And I'm glad you were able to come on here because I thought, I was blown away. Your acting was just deep and incredible to watch. I mean, I know you're passionate about the project because you wrote it. You got somebody, even though you were kind of directing, but you kind of let go of those reins on set
Right.
to the cinematographer. But you know, you had already gone over directing-wise what you had wanted.
Right.
You know, and
Which was hugely important in terms
Yeah.
of pulling that off. I think, so as I have continued working through the project, there's some things that I can see that for next time on the next project,
Yeah.
it would serve the project better to have, you know, more people involved, which is why there's so many people on film sets, you need them. But in this particular case, because I was doing so much of the work myself in the beginning, having really strong, clear organization and vision about how I wanted the shoot day to run
yeah,
totally paid off, because I can't jump back and forth between producing, directing, acting, day of. I tried to, and
Yeah.
it worked fine, but having that organization in the beginning is really what helped pull it off for this shoot particularly.
the planning's in the pudding. That's why I can't stand people who are, we'll just wing it.
No.
You know, I'll wing it for this show. You know, I've done, this is my 67th episode.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I've come in with 102 temperature before. You know, and just done it because it's muscle reflex.
Yeah. It's memory. You just know it at this point.
Yeah.
Well, in Texican too, I mean, winging it is just not good enough for me.
Yeah.
There's too much money involved in these kinds of things to just wing it, and so I take sure bets as much as I can.
Well, yeah, the planning and the shots, knowing what you want, but also having the freedom mentally to be able to say, because there were a couple of times when you guys did something you didn't plan. It was just more of, wow, you know, set up like this in this trailer. Now that we're finally here,
Right.
I can see this shot here.
Right.
I think it's also important to have that kind of flexibility.
I think so too, and that comes from trust, really.
Yeah.
I think Christopher Hagen, our cinematographer, and I have been friends for a while now, and so knowing that he was working for the film and for me as a producer and a friend was really helpful, because I knew that he was flexible about moving the cameras here or there if we
Yeah.
needed it. Also, Edixon Caridad, who plays Javi in the film, is enormously talented and skilled and impressive, and he is very good at playing on set and taking notes and changing and moving things around.
Fluid, flawless.
Yes.
His characterization,
Developed.
presence.
Yes.
Just the presence that he had
Yeah.
on camera.
In this film too, it's just two people having this argument
Yeah.
that slowly develops into something that has more meaning to both of them and threatens their relationship. But it wouldn't work without him. It
Yeah.
wouldn't, because my character is so reactionary in the beginning, and he has to develop the train of thought that is the story.
Well, he carries the emotional arc.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, she to a lesser extent, because she's in a different place
Yeah.
at the end than she was in the beginning. But the point of the movie is his emotional
His
arc.
emotional arc, and her emotional arc is more reactionary off how he is interpreting everything that she's saying and,
Yeah.
and how he feels.
How he throws that mirror up to her.
Yeah.
And she looks at what he's seeing from her and has to start reconciling what that even means.
In a way, not really reminded me of Crash.
Yeah.
Not plot wise or story wise or anything like that, right? But it reminded me of Crash in the layered way that, in one aspect, it shows how we view people in stereotypes, but in another way, how sometimes we kind of live up to those stereotypes too.
Yeah, and you know, I do have this whole Western vibe about the work I do.
Yeah.
And I love it because the stereotype at first is large. It's a very big personality, and there's a lot that you can do within that to tell stories. And if you're doing a short where you're trying to make a point, in
Yeah.
this case in about 15 minutes, then starting with those stereotypes and watching them dissolve throughout or like enhance throughout
Yeah.
is really interesting, and it gives us a lot of room to build a story in it.
And for the location of Texican being this cramped
Yeah.
little area, right? It opens up almost like a whole world inside there, and the way that
Yeah.
you guys used it to tell the story, because it's like a metaphor for the confines of what we go through with our thoughts and process of racism and how we perceive ourselves and perceive others and everything.
Yeah, the trailer is really essential, mostly because if you're in a relationship and you can't get away from your thoughts, if you don't have the space to just avoid them,
Yeah.
they're gonna run right
Like
into each other.
claustrophobic,
Yeah.
kind of feeling.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it is important too because, of course, what people take to their homes is often the truth, how they live daily. And Javi and Leanne, her trailer is trashed.
Yeah.
You know, she doesn't have either time or high expectations of what this life is, and bringing him into it is just changing everything for her too.
Yeah, just a brilliant movie. Now, what was watching or doing this film when you came to writing it and everything?
Yeah.
Obviously, some big influences were you growing up out west.
Yes, without a doubt. I really love playing this type of. The thing is there's this whole idea of there being like. There's really low income people in the world, or people who love living in trailers, whatever their reasons are.
Yeah.
This stereotype that I embrace here is this trashy trailer trash babe, and I love it because they just I shoot my mouth off when I start playing this lady. The
Yeah.
things I want to say are a lot more direct and bold, and I think that kind of Western or Texan sensibility of just being a little reckless,
Yeah.
and really a wild card played into developing this character for Texican.
I'm another thing that I always try to encourage, and something I love to see a lot more of. Because in this area, there seems to be this imbalance where there's a lot more women acting. And I've said this before. I mean, for the 5 or 6 people who watch my show regularly, there seems there seems to be an imbalance in the acting because there are more women acting than men in the area.
Yeah.
But you flip that, and there are a lot more men doing crew than women. And I'd like to see more women writing, directing.
I do too.
Working sound.
Yes.
You know, because art is about point of view and perspective, and if you have too many people who are giving the same points of view and perspective, then that's a loss to the art world.
Yeah. I fully support women doing everything,
Yeah.
obviously. But in terms of art and sharing that point of view, that perspective, man, it's amazing to get those stories developed and then just like pushed and funneled out into the world.
Yeah.
Which for this project, I did mostly everything I could just because that's who I am. And I happen to be a woman, and this happens to be the story that I'm telling that is important to me right now. And so getting that pushed out, and part of it is just amazing. But when we start doing film submissions and festivals and stuff, we're really targeting women empowerment
Yeah.
festivals because it just makes sense.
There are some good ones out there.
Yeah. I've been doing some research on some, but if you also have some recommendations, please send them my way.
I use Film Freeway a lot.
Film Freeway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's I mean, there are pay ones on there, but they also have like tons of free ones all over the world.
Yeah.
That you can be able to submit to
For free.
for free.
We've been paying the fees to go into them because
Yeah.
those kind of things, funding comes from a lot of different places, and sometimes it is from the applicant fee that you have to pay.
Yeah.
And that's fine. You know, that's part of the plan,
It's-
part of the budget.
Well, it's fairly normal. I mean, if you think about like Sundance,
Yeah.
it can cost you up to almost $10,000 to get something submitted.
Yeah, well, luckily, I mean, this is my first project, and as much as I want to do absolutely everything I can do with it,
Yeah.
I don't have any expectations that I'm going to be submitting and making it into Sundance. If I did, I think I would be in over my head, which would not allow me to really take care of this project.
Like you want to.
Well, I have to. The message is important in
Yeah.
here. I just don't like doing anything half-assed.
But you also have to take the aspect that you never know, because the movie Whiplash
yeah.
with J.K. Rowling started
Yeah.
off as just a short film. It was a 10-minute short film, and then that launched into an Academy Award-winning
Yeah.
feature film.
And that's what's really fun about this kind of stuff, that there could be.
Never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Fuck, well, Clark Gable was discovered in Ohio pumping gas. You know, you fucking never know.
What? He's a dreamy fella.
He is. Not one of, like, from the time period, my favorite's more like Cary Grant.
Yeah.
Seamless drama, seamless comedy.
Yeah.
The only thing,
Talented.
just so talented, good looking. Yeah, I got that debonair kind of quality. And I've watched almost all of his movies. Everybody knows I'm a huge Cary Grant fan. Because I love old movies. But yeah, Clark Gable, and he was an Ohio boy.
I had no idea.
Always support the locals.
That's also another big thing for me on this project, is that I wanted to use as much local talent as possible, because I am first a performer, and living in Ohio, there have been times where people have not offered me roles and have told me explicitly that it's because they need somebody from a different market. They need New York or Los Angeles. And I completely understand, because I did live in New York for a while, and I see the push in the community that's built around performers, and that helps develop them.
Yeah.
But it doesn't help me continue to develop myself or my career or my artistic voice and vision. And so I worked to provide competitive rates or meet rates of all of the performers and tech people and producers and assistant directors and everybody on this project, because I want to contribute to the film and storytelling industry here in Ohio.
There's a lot going on,
Yeah.
film-wise, and so many talented people. You know, so like, screw all you people in New York and California. I tell filmmakers all the time. I kind of did the same thing. I did. I'm working on another one. I did one kind of pro bono short films for these anthologies in Louisiana, because they're guaranteed a showing at a horror con in Las Vegas. So even though I know I might never make piss for it, but I'm making contacts in Louisiana, and then I'm making contacts, or at least people are going to see me a little bit in Las Vegas. So it's all about branching out.
Yeah.
But I do want, even if I move other places to be a filmmaker, I could be living in California or Florida, and I'll just be like, well, you know, they have all these tax incentives and tax breaks in Ohio. And if you're trying to film 1930s New York or Chicago, I know the fucking places. Because we do have that here, just in case you're out there in those distant places watching. I mean, Ohio's the place to be.
It really is. There's a lot of heart, and it was easy to get people to be really passionate about this project with me.
It's a really great screenplay.
Thanks.
I tell you what, that doesn't hurt. It's always good to, I mean, if you can blow smoke up people's asses, you know, to get them to join stuff. But when it happens because you have a great screenplay and a great vision, that's a lot better.
Yeah, thanks. And the issues in this story too are so timely and so relevant for this area, so that when I would talk to people about the work and what the script actually meant, what's going on underneath it, people agreed, and they wanted to be a part of this project and help, because the project talks about racism, and through these love lenses that the characters have, they get to deal with it in ways that our world is not equipped to deal with it now. And it really just opens it up and helps.
Great dialogue.
Thank you. Yeah.
So I guess in conclusion for that, Google, check out, because on Facebook you can find Turn West Productions,
we have,
right?
You can go to www.turnwestproductions.com/Texican. And but if you go to the main page, you can get to it really easily. It's right on the website. We're also on Facebook and Instagram. Turn West Productions would be the place to go for that.
That would be the place to go. Then you can find out more info about how Texican is doing in the festivals, and keep up with that, and see the trailer, which just dropped today, and I just got to see it. should be a part of this episode, but check it out online again so you can get some hit numbers. And then please come right back because we're going to talk about the 80s romantic classic, Urban Cowboy.
Don't open it. Walk away. Just walk away.
A newborn king to see. A rup-a-pump, pump. Our finest gifts we bring. Bow, rup-a-pump. 2 legs before the king. Bow, rup-a-pump, pump. Rup-a-pump. So we can honor him. Rup-a-pump. When we come. Little baby, oh, oh, I am a 4.2, oh, I have no gift to bring, that's fit for a king, shout. I play for you. On my drum. Hey, buddy.
Hey!
Great Christmas party.
Thanks.
Hey, I just wanted to let you know, I've been plowing your wife for like 3 months.
Jesus.
Yeah, man. I've been taking her more ways than there are fittings in Tetris.
Well, I'm gonna plow your wife.
That's not my wife. That's my husband.
Hello
And it's cool, man, because he's down with it. Merry Christmas.
What?
That's hot.
Oh, you think that's hot? What?
Oh, nothing.
matter what's your faith, take the time to validate your loved ones this time of year.
So from Burn Mill, happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Christmas, Bali Day, Diwali, Ashwala, Solstice, and anything else I possibly can't pronounce or remember. Happy holidays.
I really love that movie.
I don't think people remember the impact
Yeah.
that it had on society at the time.
Yeah, honestly, like so much. I was reading a little bit. There's been so many fashion movements based out of that movie, and bringing this whole Western persona and this, bringing it all back to the forefront in the '80s, because it was all disco, and then it's like.
But there is kind of a dark side to that too, because I like country music. It's almost like Urban Cowboy is the evolutionary point for me for country music.
Yeah.
I like it before Urban Cowboy, and then afterwards country music kind of went poppy.
The 80s and 90s stuff, though, the music-wise, I totally love. Actually, the next film project that I'm working on is called Country Music Explained, because there's so many ways that people take country music, and this whole idea of there being like large stereotypes, I think is very present in 60s to 90s country music. And that's what country music for me is all about, that heart and that storytelling aspect of it, because that's before people.
So I like the 50s. 50s and 60s, Hank Williams, Patsy Cline.
I would.
Waylon Jennings, Johnny Cash, Statler Brothers.
Yep.
That's the kind of country
that you love.
That I like.
I'm totally a part of that too. I should probably switch it from like 50s to 90s. But what they have in common is that the stories they're telling they're enough. The music's right there with them. Their voice embodies the experience of being in a like southern place in their life and who they are, and it's remarkable what comes out of them singing that music. In Urban Cowboy, the soundtrack for that too is right on point for me, because they've got like do they sing "Looking for Love" in it? Looking for love in all the wrong places.
That's in that.
Simple, eloquent. That's all you need.
Oh, and welcome back to Film Speak. We're here, just sitting here talking about Urban Cowboy. Kind of join us, I guess, mid-conversation. You'll catch on. For the impact, I mean, Gilley's at the time period in Texas was actually in the Guinness Book of World Records at the time, because it was the largest bar, most square feet in a bar in the world.
Oh, man.
It was the biggest bar in the world at the time. And also, it was what caught on the phase in the mechanical bull.
Right. And everybody loves a good mechanical bull, quite frankly.
Interesting little trivia for that. 2 months before filming, John Travolta had a mechanical bull installed in his living room.
So he could practice riding?
And he practiced riding it, got so good that they didn't get him a stunt man. He did all his own stunts in that.
That's amazing.
Trying to like, I guess, be more authentic.
Right. Well, his character is so macho in that movie, and a lot of his motivation is being the alpha male in the bar, and he does that by riding the bull and always cranking it up and trying harder and harder to go faster and get bucked more and everything.
Well, he wanted to wear the beard through the whole movie.
And they wouldn't let him?
Well, what the producer did to him, because the producer tried to talk him out of it.
Yeah.
And so what they did was they took him to the mall with him with this full beard.
Yeah.
And nobody recognized him. Nobody came up for an autograph.
Oh my
Nothing.
gosh.
And that was enough to convince him to
do.
go shave it off.
Honestly, I think it's more authentic to like a Texas sensibility.
Yeah.
Because beards now are really popular, but everybody was clean shaven back in the day. I mean,
Yeah.
granted, they're in Pasadena and are
It was the end of
working
the
out.
80s. The porn star mustache was just going out, from the 70s. It was kind of a new lifestyle.
Yeah.
Even fashion. I remember the early 80s, big boobs went out, flat chest was in.
Yeah.
Things go through
They change.
the whole cycle.
Yeah, it's very confusing. What am I supposed to do?
But great impact on the on the countryside. Everybody started dressing the urban cowboy way,
Right.
which urban cowboy is in the dictionary. It's people who it's literally somebody who lives in the city who likes to dress in Western wear. That's the
Really?
official definition
Well, that makes sense.
of an urban cowboy.
An urban cowboy.
And a lot of people, when it first came out, it was doing poorly at the box office. And this just goes to show you America, because nobody knew what urban meant. So they saw
What?
urban cowboy. Yeah. Welcome to 1980.
Oh my gosh. Thank God we have Google now where people can look up words they don't know.
I know, no doubt.
Ugh.
Back then, you had to count on the Reader's Digest to give you those little 5 words.
Yeah.
Here's your power words of the day.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Exponential. Fit that into a conversation.
Urban.
Urban. Well, the whole suburban, urban ideas, I guess, were new concepts more
Yeah,
back then.
As they got a little bit more developed, and that makes sense. I shouldn't be so hard on the word then.
Yeah,
For the
the-
country.
The director fought hard to have John Travolta and Deborah Winger
In the movie.
in the movie, because the producers, they definitely didn't want Deborah Winger.
They didn't.
They didn't. The producer wanted. What's that producer's
She's so
name?
good though.
He's very famous. He's the guy. They did a documentary about him called "The Kid Must Stay in the Picture." He was a renegade producer. Anyways, he wanted Michelle Pfeiffer
She probably would have been pretty good too.
to play the role, but the director really wanted Deborah Winger. I thought Deborah Winger was perfect for
I
it.
think so too. I think Michelle Pfeiffer would have been too high class, honestly.
Yeah.
She's just, her bone structure is very beautiful, and it wouldn't have read as well.
Deborah
as
Winger looks like a country girl.
She does.
Yeah.
And she really pulls it off.
They were based on it. That love story was based on a real love story that happened at Gillies.
I read that. An article was published about it, and
Yeah.
that's where it came out of. That's so sweet.
It's sweet until you think about that couple was getting a divorce during the time that they
Yeah.
were filming Urban Cowboy.
It is sweet but then also when you really start to think about the romantic aspect of that movie.
Yeah.
Ooh, earlier I was talking about how I'm all about women's empowerment and women doing things, and that movie is so funny to me now because it's such a timestamp on male dominance
Male
and
dominance
what
at the time.
the expectations were of
But
a woman.
it's happening even now. I read an article that changed the way I wrote women in my screenplays completely. It was like somebody walked up with,
Yeah. What'd they say in the article?
It said that 80% of the women characters in movies are not fleshed out characters. They are only there to motivate what's happening to the male's character. And how you can tell the difference is the number of questions she asks.
Really?
Okay, if she is there and most of her lines are all questions asking the male to help him motivate his character and his story plot,
Yeah.
then all that character is just a supportive image of
Yeah.
the male. And when I read that, I started going through my screenplays and I was like, well, fuck, I'm guilty of it. I'm rewriting this character now.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, if you're a man,
Yeah.
you're male. Everything that comes out of your, go ahead, check.
Check and make
If
sure.
you must, you're gonna get the ratings way up on the show.
Or down. Get that guy out of there. Do my Silence of the Lambs. Oh, fuck me.
Hey, someone's got to, right?
Someone's got to do it.
But when you write, what your experience comes into it. So it
Yeah.
makes sense that anybody in your stories would be supporting a male protagonist because that's who you are. But as a writer, you would want to bring
I
more
want
developed
more
work to the
equality.
table.
I was raised more by women.
Yeah.
I've always been the type of guy who, like, when the family got together for Super Bowl or Thanksgiving, I was in the kitchen cooking instead of out there watching football. It's always
Yeah.
just been the kind of person. But I am a guy still, But I try to bring a unique perspective,
To it.
I guess, to it all.
Yeah. Yeah. That movie, so Urban Cowboy is so funny to me watching. First of all, even if a man is attempting for male dominance, if he wants to be, like, that's a lot of work. And so it makes me feel bad for people who feel like they have to do that.
Yeah.
And in that movie, John Travolta's character goes to such lengths to be the alpha
To be the
bull
male
rider
dominant,
there.
yeah.
And I'm watching it being like, oh my gosh, you need to rethink your life. If you, and then I feel bad for her because she's also a victim of it and playing into it too.
Well,
They're both confused and put in those boxes.
People in relationships, everything is so messy because
Yeah.
what works with you isn't necessarily because some males got to have that dominance thing, and there's some women who want to be dominated.
Yes.
And then there's flips on it.
Yep.
There's guys who like to be dominated
Yep.
and women who like to have that force of power, and then there's the people who share dominance.
Right.
You know?
Well, that's why stereotypes are so threatening, is that if it doesn't always allow people to explore their nuances
Yeah.
and find out what they actually want. And so movies that promote huge stereotypes that don't have fully developed characters, they can be really dangerous for society
Yeah.
over time.
But still, Urban Cowboy, even if it does have a little, I guess, misogynistic qualities to it, is still a beautiful movie. And as misogynistic and as maybe male-dominated, kind of overbearing it is, still fucking better than Pretty Woman. Okay? Fuck Pretty Woman. I hate that movie. That is truly a movie. that is truly a movie that says a woman needs a man to be able to define her. You know,
Yeah.
and that's what. At first, when I first watched when it came out in the 90s, oh, this is cute. You know, going on the date, and then I was just over the years of watching it so many times, I was able to break it down, and really just like, oh my God, this perceives women so fucking awful.
Yeah, I mean, that again is a hard movie to talk about because it just is.
It's a sign of the times.
It is.
It really is.
Yeah.
Sign into the Reagan era.
Yep.
There are a lot of things going on, but I just don't like. Well, just like we just said, is a woman a fleshed out character herself,
Right.
or is she just there in support of the male?
The man. Once again, it's hard because that movie's supposed to be kind of about her, but Richard Gere's the one who's got all the.
Things going on.
I know,
Yeah.
and she's just sitting in bubble baths and buying dresses and stuff.
Yeah.
And
Very.
trying to be taken seriously.
And every hooker says it's her first time. Not that I know from experience.
In that movie too, like she's a prostitute.
Yeah.
She's written as a prostitute, which doesn't say a lot for women, except if she wanted that and that was what she did, then that's fine. But at the same time, it's like.
Bad imagery.
Yeah.
So watch Urban Cowboy instead. Because even if it is slightly male overbearing and very
Testosterone.
what she said, driven, it is still better view than Pretty Woman. We'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for coming on today. I loved having you on.
Thank you.
Oh boy.
Happy to be here.
Happy to be here. And you guys, stick around for the outro. And make sure to look her up and check her shit out. Thank you. Talk to you guys later. And that was it.
Piece of cake.
Piece of cake. Wasn't that fun?
Yeah, it is. It really is. It's fun
Yeah.
just sitting around
I
chit-chatting.
just have a TV show too, so I can talk about movies. That's
So
pretty
you
much what
can-
this whole thing is.
Lure people into your lair.
What a great fucking show. I mean, okay, we tangented, we talked, but she is so brilliant and has so much to say, not just about her passion for what she's doing, but for women in film, women behind the cameras. This was a great show, and this is the reason why I have Film Speak. It's because of episodes like today. Thank you very much for joining us, and catch us next time. Bye now.